I passed 55th Street and I saw Charles Jourdan, and there were shoes, and there was an intoxication with a pair of yellow shoes that I could still crave, and said, I got to work here.
I'm going to get in that window.
I'm going to get in that window, and I'm going to get those shoes. I did internships at some of the most magnificent places, and my internship was at Bergdorf Goodman when the Goodmans were still in the store, and Mrs. Goodman was Cuban, Nina Goodman, and she had a beautiful shop in the store which did needlepoint, and she taught me how to needlepoint. So I really was the information girl. I was a model in the store. I walked around with a card. I worked in the beauty department. So I had that whole retail sort of visual going on, and they offered me a job, and I said, okay. They told me I could sell shoes if I wanted. So I was the only English-speaking girl, and it was the 70s. They took care of us really well. We were able to go to the hairdresser once a week, paid by the store, and we wore the fashions of the time, and like hot pants and boots, and we were quite a group of, girls on Fifth Avenue that were just, servicing a new clientele, basically. Yes. So when the window girl left, I said, I'm still here and I love to do the windows. And they surely must have said, she is still here, isn't she? And she still wants to do the windows. So they gave me the opportunity, and I knew that the Museum of Modern Art lent companies important pieces of artwork that they would go and borrow when they would have meetings for special clients. So I went over and I said, I have 5 windows on Fifth Avenue. You've got those big paintings. Can I have them? And I'm going to do shoes displays. And somehow I talked to the right person, and I got beautiful paintings. And from then on, the museum was basically on display on Fifth Avenue. So all day, all night, they were getting an exposure they had never had. These things were in storage. People were starting to line up. The windows became very popular. Artists then started to call.
Let's go into the journey of Bloomingdale's 40 windows that you changed every 2 weeks.
One every week.
Oh, okay.
The 59th Street. Well, we became very popular at Charles Jourdan. So Marvin Traub and Barbara Darcy at the time, there was a lot of commotion, a lot of talk about myself, a lot of talk about Bob Curry, a lot of talk about Jean Moore. The window display became a very prominent thing. Bonwitz was across the street. And Marvin Traub said, let's talk, invited me to talk. And I had no idea, A, what a union was, B, what 133 people would mean, 33 branches, 40 windows. I had no concept. It was just, he said, we'd like you to do what you're doing over there here. And the next thing you know, I was the display director of all Bloomingdale's. Interiors, branches in New York. And I had the most amazing staff in the world. A carpentry shop, painters, mannequins galore, good budgets.
But you were pushing buttons too.
So we would change things in the window. We would drop a nail on the floor, or instead of her clutch bag, we'd give her a hammer. And then we could hear that people were saying things like, that wasn't there yesterday. So we were naughty about trying to provoke the eye to keep coming back to us.
And at Bloomingdale's you had the corner windows.
My favorite window, which was that 59th Street corner window, unbelievable real estate.
Oh my God.
And you had to go in really early in the morning because the cosmetic department butted right up to it, and there was a tiny door.
I loved it.
And we would say, well, I have a grand piano going, and so they have to like redo the whole thing at 2 in the morning. I didn't think of that door. But it was a favorite window, and we really played our best fantasies there.
Tell us about your Michael Kors adventure, the latest graffiti. We got you back behind glass, so you're back behind glass. And this experience was, how did that come about, the whole graffiti?
Michael, totally Michael. Michael texted me and said, I have an idea. And I think that shows that Michael, first of all, is part of everything. And I think he's always been very familiar with windows anyway. We've known each other for years. We talked about it, and I said, let's change it with mannequins. Let's use you. I mean, unidentifiably. Yeah, there is a thing. The glasses, those Ray-Bans.
Yeah. It was all you. It was
And you are about this whole Instagram moment, but maybe I'm not so much about, but I understand his clientele is.
Exactly. So Candy, now with Windows Wear, you have your archives, and you're presenting your archives to them and to the world. So this is the beginning. So tell us a little bit about that journey.
Well, I've got to thank you and John Harry for that. He had presented this idea, and would I, submit my work? And I said, no way. Nobody cares. Nobody's interested. That it's in slides. And he said, we'll scan them. And I said, I'll think about it. Until I started to see that there was a purpose for this operation, Windows Wear. There was a place. You were inspiring people by showing what we had, what the store had. And I think that is what Window Wears is doing, is showing how globally everyone's expressing their products, their merchandise. And more so than Windows, because I see they do like, exhibitions and experiences. And when you think, wow, that's a good budget for Vuitton, wouldn't I love to do that? But I think if you are not coming to the city and if you're not allowing a staff to see things, this is a great window to the window of the world, And if I want to find out if Shanghai is into fuchsia, I can go through there and say, boy, they know how to do fuchsia well. Who's doing the sustainable window? Maybe I'm not into it, maybe I am, but I need to see it. I need to have something tangible to make my decision, because I'm a big believer. That's why books are important and travel's important, because you get to see and make up your own mind. You have to experience it, and life is too short.
Exactly. So it goes back to Candy, and Candy, key word with you is go out and be out.
Right.
And
Go out.
You're out.